So you're thinking of moving to Charlotte or the surrounding areas, but you have no idea what's going on in the market, when the right time to make the move is, and everything in between. Well, you've come to the right video. We're going to go over your May 2023 market update for Charlotte and the surrounding areas, and stick to the very end because I'm going to share with you some projections for the 2023 year and what you need to know. Now, if you are looking for all information, Charlotte, North Carolina, and the South Carolina border, you've come to the right channel. Be sure to like and subscribe, and you will stay up to date on everything Charlotte, even things you didn't know you needed to know. In addition to that, if you want to make sure you are staying on top of every video we post, go ahead and click that notification button, and I'll be sure you're notified when our new videos come out. Now, I get calls, texts, emails, Zoom invites every single day from people just like you looking to move to the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Now, if that's you, whether it's 9 days or 90 days from now, if you're moving across the country, which happens a lot, or across town, I would love to help you make your move everything you want it to be. So let's dive into today. What in the world is going on with the market? Now, if you're listening to the news, of course, the sky is always falling, and I don't know how we have survived this long because every other day I think that the world is ending. So in this video, it's just positivity and facts. So what's going on in the Charlotte and surrounding markets? Well, if we compare to last year, we've seen a major uptick in not only sales, but homes coming active on the market. If we're to look back 1 year in the past, we saw a major shift when it came to houses coming to market as well as pricing. Now, there's a few things that we look at when we're looking at what the market is doing, and it's several factors. One, how many homes are hitting the market? Two, how many homes are getting a price decrease? Three, how many homes are going under contract? And four, how many homes are selling? Now, I always look at this over a 7-day period so we can get an idea week over week in the coming years as to what is going on comparatively speaking to the previous weeks and years. So what did we see? Well, last year at this same time, or probably about closer to, I would say, late May, we saw a major shift in the market because interest rates skyrocketed. I'm sure you guys remember this. They went from 3% in March to like 8% by the time we were halfway through the year. It was bonkers. So what are we seeing now? Well, what we can compare it to is because those interest rates went up, we saw massive drops in price on homes. Now, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, this is the recession. This is back just like we had in 2008. That's not what I'm talking about. See, when we were going through 2020 and 2021, what was happening is there was such a demand for homes and so many people were pre-approved for properties because the interest rates were so low, they could afford more house, and more people then could afford a house. So what happened? Well, sellers could plaster just about any price they wanted on their home and it would sell. So what are we seeing, or what did we see? Well, because the interest rates skyrocketed, well, those prices just weren't cutting it anymore. Pricing at $50K over the appropriate value was not going to sell that home. So what are we seeing now? Well, one, sellers have come to the understanding that it is best to price your home according to what the market value actually is. So that's a good thing. But what was the major shift that we've seen over the last few months? Well, as of this past week, we've seen a major increase in homes going under contract and homes sold. Well, let me share a little bit of these numbers with you so you can have a little bit of a guiding rod as to what's going on. So let's look at these numbers in detail. Now you can see somewhere on the screen here what the numbers are looking like, but let's start with the properties that are coming to market. 1,031 homes hit the market over the last 7 days. Now, why is this substantial? Because this is the highest number of listed properties that we have seen in months coming to market. Now, the good thing is, this is coinciding with more buyers that are deciding it's time to make the move and interest rates are inching back and forth, but they just can't sit back and wait any longer. Now, if you're one of those buyers, this is still a great time to buy. Yes, interest rates are more than it was a few years ago, but it's not too crazy. In fact, I've had some clients that have gotten approved sub 6, which is really good. Now, when we're looking at this moving forward, rates are going to drop. We'll talk about this in a little bit, But if you buy the house now, you are going to have less competition while doing so because less buyers are out shopping. So it's a good thing to think about if you're shopping now. But when we're looking at the amount or availability of homes, with 1,031 coming to market, this is a big deal because it gives more opportunity to buyers. Now, let's take a look at those price decreases. Now, in 2020 and 2021, we maybe saw 15 to 20 price decreases a week, and that was about average. However, once the market made a major shift, we were seeing 1,200, which is pretty big. Well, we've gotten a little bit back under tow, and while some people still think it's 2021, most sellers are getting their prices where they need to be. We had 759 price decreases. Now, this could be across the board. It could be $10,000, could be $100,000, could be $1,000. I've seen all kinds of price decreases, but it was some kind of change in price. In addition, this also counts if the agent put the price on incorrectly and launched it and had to make that adjustment after the fact. So not all of them are that they were way off on the price. Now, here's one of the biggest numbers that I want to hone in on. The number of homes that went under contract in the last 7 days. Going under contract in North and South Carolina means that a contract was presented to a seller from a buyer and that the seller accepted said contract. Now, a North Carolina buyer can, yes, they can terminate the contract at any time for any reason, but a seller cannot. Now, why is this number so important? Well, 1,505 properties went under contract in the last 7 days. That is a big deal because what we're seeing is if we only had 1,031 homes listed, as you can see, we're having less homes listed than are going under contract. Now, I will say, at this point in time, yes, we did have a little bit of a stockpile of properties that had been building up a little bit over the last few weeks and months, but not a whole lot. Inventory is still low in North Carolina, and this, by the way, also includes South Carolina and up into Asheville in the mountains. All of this is among the same MLS numbers, so keep that in mind. But what we're seeing in Charlotte is an even more strained amount of properties not available. So what are some of the options? A lot of the options are going to be going to new construction, which I'm going to be putting out a whole video on new construction and what you can expect from that. So stay tuned. But new construction is a great way to go because they are also going to have more inventory, things coming up, and you're going to be in less competition. Although some new construction builders are also still doing highest and best offers on their properties, which is bonkers to me. Anyway, let's move on to the next most important number, which is the number of closed properties in the last 7 days. We've had 1,449 closed homes in the last 7 days. Now, this is one of the highest numbers that we've seen in several months, but bear in mind, a lot of these properties went under contract either 30 to 45 days prior to this week. So we are now seeing what happened, or the actions that were taken the last month, now they're coming to fruition. So now we're seeing those homes close. Now, homes closing in North Carolina, I know some other areas of the country are longer. We can close as little as 20 to 30 days depending upon your lender. So that's pretty darn quick. So what can we be expecting over the next couple of months though? What's going to go on with inventory? What are we going to see with interest rates? Here's what I can tell you. From everything that I have gleaned from all of the articles and all of the individuals that I've talked to, from lending to finance, those on Wall Street, is that interest rates are said to decline. They're going to be coming down here soon. Everybody's crossing their fingers. Keep in mind though, as interest rates come down, not only are you going to be able to afford a bigger, better house, however, many other people are as well. So the competition will increase a little bit. So what are some of the options that you can do with that? One, you can go ahead and purchase now while rates are high and just refinance once the rates drop. Yes, you can refinance at any time, and it's actually a really simple, it's very simple to do. You go back to your lender, go ahead and ask to refinance, and boom, you've got a new interest rate. There's a few more steps, but I'm gonna make it sound really simple for the case of this video, but I can happily explain that to you. The other thing you're going to want to look at is the equity you can gain and the lack of competition by purchasing now. So those are some of the aspects that are really helping some of my clients make those decisions. Now, what can we expect from the market itself? Well, Charlotte is a growing city, and while we have slated to be the next Atlanta from a growth perspective, we're seeing a lot of new construction properties come available in varying price ranges, but the closer to Charlotte you are, the higher the price point is going to be. That means a lot of these outskirt towns and cities, such as Midland, Harrisburg, Huntersville, Indian Trail, Indian Land, Lancaster, and even Clover, have started to expand exponentially because there's a lot of new construction, a lot of people moving farther outside of Charlotte. The good thing is, because the market is still expanding in Charlotte and we have room to grow, there's going to be plenty of opportunity to purchase houses, both resale as well as new construction. So, is it a great time to buy and sell? Well, the answer in both cases is going to be yes. And if you are looking to make a move, give me a shout. I'd love to help you navigate the waters and make sure you get exactly what you need. So, once again, this is 𝗖𝗁 𝗀𝘁 in Charlotte, North Carolina. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, whether it's across the country or just across Charlotte, give me a call and I'd love to make your move everything you want it to be. Until next time, I look forward to showing you around town.